All right. First thing we gotta do is get the llamas where they need to be. So guys, all the animals were in for a lot of them were in for overnight because it was freezing last night. Other ones are just got their feeding location, not their staying location. Come on, baby, quick, let's go.
Good morning, everybody. If you're just joining the live, I know a lot of times people are just seeing us doing sloth encounters outside, but look how beautiful it is here at the farm. So we have Kona and Cusco here. These two are llamas, and John has went to look for oh, there's the alpaca. Guys, see how much smaller the alpaca is than the llama? Look at that. What a cutie, though.
Up next, camels. Camels heading back outside. And as we are planning for the live for the next half hour, 45 minutes, is putting some animals back out. Then we're going to feed Zoe and we're going to feed Flash because he didn't feel like coming down this morning. And during the whole live right now, you can do Q. We're going to have to take some Q&A. Usually, when we are live, we are doing an encounter, so you can't answer your questions during the lives as a rule.
Guys, if you heard what John said, we're going to be doing Q&As for the next hour or so. That's right. So we're going to have both sloths out here soon. But who you're checking out right now is Ed and Abu. Ed is simply massive, guys. He's 1,750 pounds. And check this out. This is Marty. Marty the zebra. Pretty awesome. We're going to open up the gate here for all the animals soon, and we're going to let them in. I guess I could have walked to the gate and done that for John, but he needs his exercise. He said he's trying to get off that holiday weight.
Come on, babies. Looks like the llamas must have left some of their breakfast. Come on, boys. Let's eat out here.
You get to go play outside, Marty. It's warmed up. Hey guys, we're located in Benton, Tennessee, halfway between Chattanooga and Knoxville. We are open to the public, but you need to make your reservation online on our website, OcoeeRiversideFarm.com. We have over 125 animals, and we have lodging for up to almost 40 people. And the coolest thing, let me get up here up top so you can see, is we have these covered wagons, and they are a steal. Bandwagon and chuck wagon right there. They're only 99 bucks a night. And you get to be right on the banks of the Ocoee River, and you get to see all these cool animals. But if you keep watching here for just a minute, we're gonna head inside and feed some sloths. So that's right, we have a couple different sloths. Flash and Zoe is who we're gonna be feeding here shortly. If I'm gonna pan the camera around, check that out. There's kangaroos. We have red kangaroos here in Benton, Tennessee, halfway between Chattanooga and Knoxville. You can see that's the Riverside cabin right there. Spin around, you got the noisiest guys ever. It's just a beautiful day out here, guys.
Let the babies come outside.
Okay. Guys, he's gonna let some baby kangaroos some baby llamas and alpacas. Look at that. We got Llama Del Rey and Tyler. And I'm gonna head inside and we're gonna go hang out with the sloths. Hope you guys are enjoying those tunes. We will not be playing them all day.
Hey, darling.
All right, guys, we're gonna feed Flash here in just a second. He just came down and he didn't want to come down for the encounter this morning, so our guests got to get a huge upgrade and hang out with Zoe and also Dash. Pretty cool. So we're gonna feed Flash here in 1 second. Just getting everything set up for y'all. How is the sound in the picture for everybody? We're trying some new different things, so we want to make sure that it looks great for everybody. And also, this is going to be a Q&A session, so if you have a question, feel free to ask. John is going to be feeding Flash, and we're going to be answering tons of questions. Thank you, Mary. Guys, if you're just joining us, we're live here at Ocoee Riverside Farm, and we're about to feed Flash. So if you're wondering what Flash is, this is Flash. He's a two-toed sloth, or two-fingered sloth, guys. And we're gonna feed him some food here in just a minute. And he's a sweetheart, guys. We actually have 3 two-fingered sloths here at Ocoee Riverside Farm. And this is not where Flash lives. Flash lives inside this area, which is a 2-story enclosure, goes all the way up. And we're going to be doing a Q&A session with Flash and also Zoe. So keep watching. We'll be doing a couple really cool things. And then we're going to be introducing our new baby kangaroos. And our baby kangaroos, you can actually come here and feed. And they're here inside this pouch. We're going to feed them here in a little bit. How cute are they? So you can come here and do that. You can bottle feed baby kangaroos. They're just hanging out right there because they're babies. All right, guys, we're gonna be feeding here in just a second and just trying to get everything set up for y'all. Tom Jerry, that is awesome because our new baby kangaroos are named Tom and Jerry. But we'll talk about that here in a minute.
Stay with you as long as he tells him. Sunday night would be good.
Hey guys, John is getting ready with a couple more things, but this is Flash. He is just one of our 3 sloths, but all of our sloths are 2-fingered sloths. Sloths are really cool, but they require a lot of care for their environment. So they need their environment to be anywhere between 75 to 80 degrees. So it's really warm. And I have this puffy coat on, and I'm about to sweat to death. I need to put it back over there. They also require a humidity of around 50%. So you can imagine with as cold as it is outside, how much it is to heat this place to make sure that it's perfect for Flash. And if you're just joining, this is not Flash's main area. His main area is right here behind this door, and it's a 2-story enclosure that goes all the way up to the camel condo, and you can have Flash for a roommate. It's really cool. He hangs out in his hammock. So when you're searching around on either our social media, look for Camel Condo, and when you're on YouTube, make sure you look through the playlist. Here comes John, guys, and he's getting ready to maybe tell you guys some more things about Flash.
Yeah, so I'm not going to talk a whole lot. I'm going to mainly answer questions because I'm sure that many of you are accustomed to seeing us on here, and probably many of you are accustomed to things that I normally say. But normally, I've said normally 3 times in 2 sentences, ordinarily, when I am on a live on here, we are doing a guest encounter, and when we're doing a guest encounter, it's about the guests. I mean, we're thrilled for our live audience to be along with us. We'd be even more thrilled if you hit like and share a little more often, but it helps us out. But I'm here to answer your questions today. So I'm about to feed Flash, and then I'm going to feed Zoe, and then we are going to introduce our newest baby kangaroos to Rosie and Josie that you might be accustomed to seeing already. And during this whole time, I intend to just answer questions as fast as you type them and Kevin can shout them out to me. I'll be happy to answer. Got to get Flash's breakfast from behind Kevin, and then we're going to feed him. This is my breakfast, coffee. It's also my lunch, coffee.
They want to know, what is Flash?
Flash is a sloth. More specifically, Flash is a Linnaeus 2-toed sloth. Flash is native to the tropical rainforests, and but none of our sloths here are wild caught sloths. All of our sloths are captive bred sloths for many generations, and we do need to be at all times clear that we are absolutely against the trade of wild caught animals, and none of ours are that.
What made John decide to go into the exotic animals?
I think they're super cool, and the goal of our business here is to glorify our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ in everything we do and say, and to have a genuinely unique place that you can make memories with your own family and friends that you cannot do at other places. So some of the things that I thought were the coolest things that people could do involved exotics. And over the many years of my life, my family vacations that my family enjoyed the most were some of the couple of them were staying on a farm and just interacting with animals. This is back when we lived in a house in the city and didn't really see animals so much. And the other one was doing the behind the scenes tour at SeaWorld in Florida. And so we're kind of combining the 2 things here, my family's favorite vacations they ever went on, and we're kind of combining those 2 things here. So the difference between us and a farm is that we have an awful lot more animals than farms tend to have. And the difference between us and a zoo is you're going to see the animals here up close and personal. You are not going to walk up to cages and enclosures and, somewhere in that enclosure there's an animal that you may or may not see. All of our animals are up close and personal. See them, touch them, pet them. If they're small enough, hold them.
How long can he hang like that?
He can hang that way for days. This is not where Flash lives. Flash's living environment is inside of that room. It goes up 2 stories on his indoor enclosure and 1 story on his outdoor enclosure. But because well, hang on, I need an empty hand here. So for us, if we were doing a 2-arm hang, you can remember from PE class that a minute is a long time to do a 2-arm hang. And that is because this is our exertion state or stress. This is our relaxed state. For the sloth, this is his relaxed state. When he's hanging like this with his claws closed, this is relaxed. This is exertion. It is so true that when he's hanging like that, he's exerting zero energy, that if a sloth died while hanging, it would not necessarily fall. It may continue to hang there for days until something knocked it loose or until something rotted.
Do we rent him out for birthday parties?
We do not rent him out for birthday parties. This sloth has never been held. He came to us from a static display, so it would not be normal to him to be held by people, and therefore he is tricky to move around. We do birthday parties here on the farm, and there is a chance, we haven't decided yet, there is a chance coming up in the not so distant future that we may begin to travel with a sloth. But when I say travel, I mean locally, like off the farm, that we are considering having sloth house parties, but that isn't something that's been decided yet. But if you're just super into sloths, our most in-depth experience with sloths here on the farm currently, we just opened our newest encounter, which is Sloth Keeper of the Day. So that will only be bookable 1 slot per day. In order to book that, we close out all of our other sloth encounters. So 1 person or a group of 2 people, same price either way, will come out and they will have a 3-hour encounter with all of our sloths, directly with a sloth keeper, most likely me, and you will get a certificate that says you're an official sloth keeper at Ocoee Riverside Farm. You get a t-shirt that says the same, and you will get a sloth tracking bracelet to forever live track a radio collared sloth that is actually wild in Costa Rica. It's going to be a super popular experience, but it's going to be really hard to book because it will only run Monday through Thursday. We do have to close out every other sloth encounter we do to everyone who comes here for those days, so it will not be inexpensive, and but it will be a super cool 3-hour encounter with all of our sloths.
What are you feeding him, and where are we?
We are in Ocoee, Tennessee, which is north of Chattanooga, south of Knoxville, pretty close to I-75 if you're trying to get here. The closest airport to us is Chattanooga, CHA. It can sometimes be more inexpensive to fly in and out of Atlanta Airport, ATL. We do have people that come here from all over the country and all over the world. So far in the month of January 2025, we have had 3 visitors who have come from foreign visitors from Manitoba, Canada, and Queensland, Australia, and we've had U.S. visitors from all points of the country. From the lady this morning was Washington State. That was the 2nd person this month from Washington State. There have been people here from Miami, Florida. There's been New York City. There's been Iowa, Michigan, Ohio, Pennsylvania, North, South Carolina, just all over the place. So last year we had 39 states and 19 countries here. This year we're on pace to have far, far more than that. So that said, if you're wanting to see the sloths, that is the hardest thing here to book, because our sloths do very, very limited number of encounters a day. Here it is not just all about the money. If you look at most places who have sloth encounters, you'll see that these sloths do multiple events a day, all day, every day, as often as anybody wants to pay them money. For us, our sloths do a maximum of 2 encounters per day. So it is tricky to book these things, but they're really cool, unique experiences, and our sloths are not like other people's sloths. Ours are multiple generations captive bred, and they actually like us, and they enjoy interacting with people. And like right now, I'm standing here feeding this sloth without anyone here on an encounter. That is because we interact with the animals in the way that the animals want. He did have booked encounters this morning, and he did not feel like coming down this morning, so he didn't. And that was okay. We have other sloths, and we did the encounters that he was scheduled to do with someone else, And as you can see, the sloth suffers no repercussion for not feeling like coming down at his assigned time. It's very rare that he doesn't, but if he doesn't feel like coming down, that is okay. We interact with our animals on their terms.
Do they bite, and do they have a poisonous claw, and how much are these encounters?
Our sloths have never bit anyone, but our sloths do have all of their teeth. There are sloth encounters out there where they pull the sloth's teeth so it is not possible for the sloth to bite you. Our sloths just like to be around people. So it is possible for a sloth to bite. None of our sloths have ever bit anyone. They do not have any poison. They do not have any toxin. If they bit you, you would need to take antibiotics because they have quite a bit of bacteria that helps to digest their food. So if you had a sloth bite you to break your skin, it would not be poison or toxin, it would be bacteria is why you would need to take antibiotics. But we've never had a sloth bite anyone. How much the encounters are, I'm not being evasive, I honestly don't know the answer to the question. Our prices are on our website where you go to book, which is OcoeeRiversideFarm.com, and Ocoee is O-C-O-E-E. If you are wanting to see Flash and Zoe, there is a VIP option when you book the sloth encounter. The sloth encounter is what I'm doing here with Flash, except I would be with people at the time. If you book the sloth encounter, I'm not sure exactly how much that is. It's less than $100. If you want to see both sloths, if you click the VIP upgrade, that means you see Flash and then you see Zoe, so it's an hour long instead of half an hour long, 2 sloths instead of 1, and it does cost less than if you book the 2 events separately. And if you are staying here on the farm, there is a 20% lodging guest discount code that you get. But do check the availability of the sloth encounter that you want to do before you book your lodging. So go on the website, make sure the sloth encounter that you want to do is available on the date during the time period that you are going to be here. But then book the lodging first, because you're going to get an automated email with a discount code for 20% off of all of your encounters, almost all of your encounters while you're here on the farm. And so that could save you a pretty good bit of money. There is a discount right now on wagons for January and February. I do know the price on that. That's $99 a night. And even at the discounted rate of $99 a night, you do still get the 20% off discount code for your other encounters that you're going to do while you are on the farm. And we are in Benton, Tennessee, 37307. We are north of Chattanooga, south of Knoxville on I-75.
Are the wagons cold, John?
The wagons will heat from 5 degrees, cool from 105 degrees. Last night the low was 11, and there were people that stayed in the wagon last night. Just got to drip the water if you're staying in a wagon and it's below freezing. Hey Flash, come here buddy. Why are you facing your butt to the camera, dude? Hey, come over here. People want to see your handsome face. I just realized he's been butt facing the camera the whole time.
Oh, we're good. We got some good stuff.
Hey, Bubba.
All right, guys, if you have some more questions, definitely throw them in there. I think I missed. Oh, can they swim very fast? That was a question.
I understand that they can swim faster than they can walk. Sloth swimming is another one of those encounters that some places do. We absolutely do not. This is not a natural encounter for a sloth, and we interact with our sloths on their terms. It really is super important to us. The comfort and safety of our animals is paramount in my mind, and we're not just. It's not just about money here. It's about a unique experience and an education opportunity.
Somebody says it's illegal for us to have a sloth.
It is illegal for you to have a sloth in many states in America. It is not illegal for me to have a sloth. I'm a federally licensed facility, same as a zoo. And our sloths are not captive caught. Our sloths are not wild caught. Our sloths are captive bred for many generations. Our sloths have no idea what it would mean to be in the wild. And if you took your house cat that's been a house cat for generations and you throw it into the forest, it is going to be short. Our sloths similarly would not know how to survive in the wild. They are not wild animals.
Do we have to use a humidifier?
Yes, we absolutely use humidifiers. So one of the hardest things to keeping a sloth alive, healthy, and happy is that they need it to be above 75 degrees and 50% relative humidity all of the time. So we have two humidity systems here. One runs through the ventilation, and then the other one we hook up a hose to this setup right here, and that runs up through a misting system inside of the rooms. And so yes, we absolutely have to keep humidity in these rooms.
Is Flash happy?
Yeah, Flash is a happy dude. Flash has a total of 2 encounters a day, and this is not where he lives, this is where he does his encounters. If you look at this door to his room here, most all of these smears are on the other side of the glass, where if for some reason I'm late to come down for his encounter in the morning, Flash is in here on the other side, beating the heck out of the door like that, and rubbing his nose around the glass and going, hey, come on, man, shake a leg. Time to do what we do. And if a sloth is telling you to hurry up, you really need to check yourself. But anyhow, sometimes that's the way it is. But some of the things that I think make Flash happy, he does not have a wide variety of different keepers. I personally have been with this sloth for an hour plus a day, just about every day in the last 3.5 years. But even so, we interact on the way that he wants to. He's perfectly happy to stand as close to me as this. He'll come down and he'll rub his face against me. He'll get nose to nose with me. He'll take his hands and run them through my hair like this. But this sloth has never climbed onto me. And you know, I would like it if he wanted to be held, but it's never seemed like what he wants to do. So to date, this sloth has never been held by a person. If we have to move him for some reason, he moves on to a different branch and 2 people carry the branch, because we genuinely do interact with our animals on their level.
After he's done eating, will they be able to see where he goes, what's his favorite food, and where are we?
Yeah, sure. We can let you see where he goes here. He'll probably be done with his breakfast in the next 2 or 3 minutes, and we'll be happy to let you see his environment. And what he's going to do when he goes in is his belly's going to be full, so he is going to go up and he is going to either find a crook in a branch or go into his hammock, and he's going to take a nap for probably the next 4 hours. And then during the day he has free choice. His main diet is his spinach leaves. He has free choice on his food and water all throughout the day. And but this is his, he only does 2 encounters a day, 10 o'clock and 10:30, and that's it. And the rest of the time he hangs out. In the evenings, because the camel condo is the lodging space that is just above us. That is a 2,300 square foot top end condominium. That one has granite counters and custom cabinets, and Flash's room comes up, so there's a picture window inside of the condo. So it's the only place on earth that I am aware of that you can have a sloth for a roommate. Then the bunk rooms are behind secret entrances. Kids have to find them to get in them, or the adults. And there are glass windows in the floors that look down into the camel stalls and kangaroo stalls. There's a 2-person jetted tub. There's beds. Oh, and he's done eating his breakfast, so you guys can see where he goes now. There's a 2-person jetted tub that looks out across the Swan and Geese Pond and the Highland Cow Pond in the summertime. And it's a cool place to be. But the question was, does Flash like what he does? And inside of the condo, his most active hours are from about 9 p.m. to midnight. You know, get right up nose to nose, and if the people are on the other side of the glass, he'll like track his nose around where they are. It's pretty cool. But Flash people watches as much as people sloth watch. I was cleaning the glass while he was out, so let me move this ladder out of the way. I'm going to keep the door closed while I move the ladder, and then I'll let you guys see inside here.
Hey guys, his claws are used for, they're kind of like huge crescent wrenches. They're kind of like an adjustable wrench. So because the way it articulates, it enables him to grab basically any diameter of branch. It's really cool that God designed him that way. And we're spinning the cameras around because once he goes in and starts to go up, I want to be able to show y'all what Flash is doing. Give me just a second to get everything kind of finagled here. Guys, so we're getting ready to let Flash go into his main enclosure. He has a huge 2-story area, and it's really cool.
Hey, baby.
Let's see.
You wanna go to bed? Hey, Bubba. So you guys are gonna see he does significantly more than the splits when he walks through his door here. And probably will also notice that he moves quicker than I thought that a sloth could move before I had a sloth. Maybe quicker than you think. I don't know. Maybe you're more sloth experts. So this is Flash's main enclosure. In the summertime, the door behind Kevin there is open so he can pick between inside and outside. You might be interested to know that if it rains, he prefers to be outside in the rain than to be inside. And he does have access to go outside as long as the temperature is above 75 degrees. But in the wintertime, his humidity comes from the misting system that's in here. And right now, looks like he's on track to head up and just take a nap for a good long winter's nap. He probably will sleep for about the next 3 or 4 hours. And then he'll come down here. And his dishes where he has his food are on the wall right here. And he always has food to eat. If he doesn't come down for his encounter in the morning, it is okay. Just like today, he didn't come down. He suffers no repercussion. It is okay. If he doesn't feel like playing with us one day, that's fine.
Guys, see the big,
Go ahead.
you see the big window that we're looking at? That's the camel condo. So if you're staying up there, you get Flash for a roommate. How cool is that? And we have some cameras up there. That way they can just see Flash. They obviously don't look in the camel condo. But we'll have those back up and again live soon. We're just trying to make sure all the network stuff is good.
All right, I'm gonna get Zoe out for her midday snack.
All right. Here we go, guys. We're gonna start working our way over there. Give me just a second to move some of these cameras. And we're gonna feed Zoe. Are we feeding her in her area, John, or?
I can probably come out here.
Okay. Well, actually, you know what? Can we do it in there on that chair?
Yeah, sure.
Let's do it in here. I think Fallon took the comfy chair. Sorry.
It's her chair, so fair enough.
Nope, it's mine.
Oh. Well, what a Philistine then.
I forgive.
Hey, baby. Hello, Zo. Hey, you want to come have a snack with me? Oh, look at that yawn. Oh, good morning. Oh, come here, baby. Good girl. Come see me? Oh, good girl. There we go, baby. So this is Zoe. Oh, how's my girl? What a good baby you are.
You alright with me turning on the light, John?
Yes, Mom. Oh, what a good girl you are. Oh, you smelling that rice? Yum, yum, yum. You want to eat your breakfast? Yum, 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 yum. There we go, sweetheart. So Zoe is 13 months old. Her birthday was December 16th. She just turned 1. She is still on her baby diet. Her baby diet is as prescribed by the veterinarian who raises the sloths. What she's eating right now is long grain brown rice with some dog food dissolved in it and some sweet potatoes shredded in it. She will continue on this diet till she reaches her full adult size, which will be pretty soon. She's right now about 12 or 13 pounds. Her full adult size will be around 15 pounds. This again is a Linnaeus two-toed sloth. She is not a wild animal captured from the rainforest. She is a multi-generation captive bred sloth. Her mother, her grandmother, her great-grandmother, her great-great-grandmother all have been captive sloths. The sloth would have had no better idea how to survive in the rainforest than you would. And we're not going to throw you out into the rainforest, neither will we throw her out.
Where does baby Dash live? Somebody wanted to know.
Dash still lives in the house. He's not a year old yet. He does come down here to do encounters once a day. And but Dash will live in the house till he's about a year old. He likes to hang around our necks, and if he's up in the house, the downside to being my wife Donna is that she is on the computer and the phone continuously, filling orders and talking to people. The upside is she almost always has a sloth hanging around her neck, so taking the good with the bad.
When they're in their outdoor enclosure, are they all there together?
No, sloths are solitary creatures. In the wild, they only come together to mate. It will be possible later that some of them will be housed in the same large enclosures, but they will have 2 separate hammocks, and it is most likely that they will very, very rarely interact directly one with the other.
What does their fur feel like, and can people come do this?
Their fur is softer than it feels like it would be, and yes, you can come and do this. So we are in Ocoee, Tennessee. We're in Benton, Tennessee, directly on the Ocoee River, where they had the whitewater rafting for the Olympics, and where they still put about 500,000 rafts a year down, not rafts, people a year down the Ocoee River. And if you want to come out and do what we are doing here, when I was feeding the adult sloth a minute ago, that is Flash. Flash's encounter, if you're looking online on Ocoee, O-C-O-E-E, Ocoee Riverside Farm.com. The encounter with Flash is called the Sloth Encounter. And if you're trying to book with Flash, you do the Sloth Encounter. If you want to see Zoe, which you're not normally feeding her this rice on the encounter, this just is what I'm doing right now, and that's why I have some time to answer some Q&A right now. Usually she's just snuggled around your neck. But if you want to see Zoe after you've seen Flash, each of those lasts for about 30 minutes. When you are on the Sloth Encounter, you can click the VIP upgrade. That adds the second encounter with Zoe onto the first encounter that you're already booking. It is less expensive if you book them both at the same time that way. And then it's less expensive still if you are staying here on the farm. If you are staying here on the farm, there is a 20% lodging guest discount code that you will get after you have secured your lodging. We have a number of cool places you can stay here on the farm. We've got covered wagons that are directly on the Ocoee River. Those all are fully heated and cooled. They have a king-size bed and a set of bunks. They'll heat from 5 degrees, cool from 105 degrees. They all have their own fire pit, their own picnic area, their own charcoal grill. If you want to grill on gas, that's over at the bathhouse, but it is there for you. And those all sleep 4. And the cabin, which is a big, beautiful cabin with, 25, 30-foot vaulted ceilings and a floor-to-ceiling fireplace and all that kind of stuff directly on the river again. That one sleeps 6. Those Then the glamp site is a no power, basically glorified camping, like, weather, rainproof camping. That sleeps 2. All 5 of those accommodations are sandwiched in between the Ocoee River and our camel, zebra, emu field. So there's something cool any direction you look from down there. And I already a minute ago talked about the camel condo that's above us.
Do they get shots? Is their fur soft? And do they swim?
They do not get shots. The reason that they don't get shots is if you are getting, like a vaccination for your dog, it is tested on dogs to know that it is effective on dogs. There are no tested to be effective vaccines for sloths. We do have a sloth vet. Our local vet takes care of all of our animals here, but then our sloth vet is a phone call away. We do speak to him every single week pretty much. And he is, as far as I know, one of the world's leading experts on sloths. He's been breeding, raising, and involved in conservation of sloths for about 30 years now. He is a doctor of veterinary medicine. And their fur, it looks like it would be very coarse and wiry. It's softer than it looks like it would be. It is not nearly as soft as a rabbit. It's probably about as soft as, what would you say, a terrier dog or a German shepherd or something like that.
I don't think it feels much differently than our hair.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. It feels very similar.
Yeah.
Somebody said they want to do everything with sloths. What are all the sloth things that we have to do here?
So the everything with a sloth. If you're trying to book everything with a sloth all at once, that is called Sloth Keeper of the Day. If we have somebody who is signed up for Sloth Keeper of the Day, it does mean we are going to block out every other sloth encounter we have for the day. So those are the hardest to book. We can't block out events that are already booked. So that one runs Monday through Thursday is the only times that we run it. But that is, you are going to spend directly with me or one of our other sloth keepers 3 hours doing sloth related things. Just directly interacting with all 3 of our sloths. The other sloth encounters that we have are the Sloth Encounter. If you're on the drop down menu on our website on OcoeeRiversideFarm.com, the drop down, it's going to say Sloth Encounter. That is the encounter with Flash that, if you were watching me 10 minutes ago, that was what I was doing out there with Flash. Then if you're trying to see Flash and Zoe, you can click the VIP add-on on the Sloth Encounter, and that gives you the 20 to 30 minute encounter with Flash, followed by the 20-30 minute encounter with Zoe. And Zoe is this sloth right here that I'm holding in my lap right now. She is this friendly with everyone. She's not just this friendly with me. But our sloths only do 2 encounters per day, maximum of 2 a day. We are not a place that books our sloths every 15 minutes for 10 hours all day. These are not wild sloths. These are multiple generation captive bred sloths, and we genuinely love and care about our sloths, and we will not just book them for more and more and more people just for the money. That's genuinely not what it's about. So then the other encounter that just opened up that starts next week, right, Kevin?
February, yep.
Is the baby sloth Snuggles. Our newest sloth here is Dash. Dash is 5 months old, and Dash will again be doing only 2 encounters a day. And we scheduled his for late in the afternoon because a lot of working adults or even people that want to bring some older children out are like, I just can't get there at 11 o'clock in the morning. So Dash's baby sloth Snuggles encounter will be 2 times per day, maximum of 2 people per time, and that will be at 5 and 5:30 each day. Except Sunday. We never do any encounters on Sunday.
Hey guys, I know a lot of people have questions about the website, so I'm a big on visual. So this is what it looks like. Just go to the website. Right here's lodging, right here's encounters. Look, you have baby kangaroo bottle feeding, and then you're just going to continue to go down, and see where it starts to say Sloth Encounter, Sloth Keeper, Baby Sloth Snuggles, and Sloth Snuggles. Right there is all you have to do. Then you click on it, you can scroll down, and you get to pick your date, okay? That's everything that you can do. Again, there's the lodging options, there's the encounters, and then if you want to do something like events, it's right here. So just trying to give you guys some better visuals so that way you can understand.
And Zoe has finished her breakfast, and I still have a lot to do today, but our next kind of exciting thing that we're going to do, if you stay with us for a couple minutes here, our newest baby kangaroos are Tom and Jerry. Tom and Jerry are 8 months old, and Tom and Jerry are about to meet Rosie and Josie for the first time. Rosie and Josie are 13 months old. If you've been here to bottle feed a baby kangaroo in the last 5 or 6 months, the ones that you have seen are Rosie and Josie. They still are eating bottles, but Tom and Jerry are our 2 newest baby kangaroos, and they are about to meet Rosie and Josie for the first time. We are a federally licensed facility, so all of our animals when they come in are quarantined for 14 days when they get here. So their quarantine ended today. They are about to meet Rosie and Josie, and probably be interesting because they'll be all chasing each other around and sniffing and smelling and such as that. So I'm gonna put Zoe away right now, and we are getting ready to go and have the first meeting of the 4 youngest baby kangaroos. Zoe is gonna crawl up into her hammock right now. Her belly's nice and full, and she's about to take a nice long nap. She's gonna go, I didn't want to be put down.
We're doing it out in the main, John?
Yeah, out in the main aisle. All right, so stay with us for a couple minutes while we move some cameras around. We're about to do Rosie and Josie with Tom and Jerry.
All right, guys, we're moving everything outside, but look, see how comfortable and relaxed Zoe is? And so when you come and visit, that's kind of like how you want to be. So just think about being calm and tranquil and being relaxed.
Hello?
Okay, also when you come to visit, try not to wear any strong deodorants or colognes or anything like that, and you're gonna have a great time.
On the first gravel drive.
All right, we're gonna go see these baby kangaroos.
The picnic tables out underneath of it, and we'll be out there to meet you right at 2 o'clock.
Hey Dakota, we're live on YouTube, TikTok, and Facebook right now. Keep watching, we're about to show some baby kangaroos. Check out this tortoise. So we have 2 sulcata adult tortoises here, Franklin and Fiona. And we're gonna bring out the baby kangaroos, and we're gonna let them meet our newest baby kangaroos. Their names are Ben and Jerry. How funny is that? So Ben and Jerry are gonna meet Rosie and Josie. Hey guys, if you keep watching too, we're going to be doing another encounter with Zoe at 2 o'clock. So just a couple minutes. Y'all want to come out? You coming out? Oh, look at that. That's right, guys. We have kangaroos. So if you've ever wanted to bottle feed a baby kangaroo, you can do that here at Ocoee Riverside Farm. We are open to the public. All you have to do is book what you'd like to do here at Ocoee Riverside Farm. Look, here comes John with Ben and Jerry.
Or Tom and Jerry.
Sorry, Tom and Jerry. I'm still trying to get it right.
All right, guys. So these are our 2 newest kangaroos. They have been on quarantine. They just reached their 14th day here. So we are about to make introductions between Tom and Jerry and Rosie and Josie. Tom and Jerry, Rosie and Josie will never be a breeding set. These 4 all share the same father. They have different mothers, but they all 4 have the same father. So they never are going to be a breeding set of kangaroos. Our breeder male is Rough, and Rough came from a different breeder than any of these kangaroos came from. So we are going to let them out of their bags here, and they're going to get to hop around with their older half sisters. Hey guys, these two are shaggier than the other two are, because before we got them, they were with their mothers, obviously outside at the breeders. So their hair is a whole lot shaggier because they've been outside up until 2 weeks ago. Really 4 weeks ago, I guess, when they were bottle feeding with the breeder, they were indoors. But prior to that, they were outside exclusively. So Tom and Jerry, they all have seen the tortoises before, if y'all were wondering about that. And but they haven't all seen each other before. Hey guys.
Hey guys, we're going to be doing another sloth encounter at 2, so just keep it on, and we're going to roll right into seeing baby Zoe here.
So when we move into the sloth encounter, I will not be doing Q&A during the sloth encounter. So if you have any questions that you wanted to ask me, now's the time. During our encounters, it is about the people that are here for the encounter, and we're happy for you to watch. And we would love it if you would hit the like and share button or the follow button. We're at like 98,500 people who are following us on TikTok right now, and we would love to hit 100,000 this weekend.
What do they eat?
The two littlest ones, Tom and Jerry, are eating 3 bottles a day. The 2 bigger ones are eating 2 bottles a day. And the littlest ones will start in another week on First Crumbles, which is the baby kangaroo solid food. The 2 older ones are eating Happy Hopper kangaroo food. And they will eat Timothy hay, but the hay has to come from a known clean source, because if a cat has ever gotten into the field where the hay comes from, that can kill your kangaroos.
So what are those hanging over your shoulder there, John? Is that your new purse?
Yeah. I have a whole bunch of these purses so I can match my ensemble. This one's probably a little better matched today. So the baby kangaroos will stay in pouches for as long as they can manage to fit in them. It wouldn't surprise me at all if Rosie and Josie here tried to jump into a pouch, because they're not so good at estimating their own size. But it simulates the pouch that they are in with their mothers, and so just like with their mothers, they do jump in head first, and they kind of do a little roll when they get into the pouches. But it's pretty cute when you see them go in head first. It doesn't look like it would work out. So these things are all geared up so that you put them at the right height, because you want the kangaroo to be able to jump into it but not bonk their head on the floor. Oh, he wants to go in right now.
Yeah, let's see if they'll go in.
All right, well, let's see what happens right there. There he goes. That's how a kangaroo goes into his bag. Let's see if Tom wants to go in. Tom, do you want to go in your bag, buddy? So that was a little bit anticlimactic on the babies meeting their bigger half sisters. But when you're introducing new animals, anticlimactic is exactly what you want. So you don't want them to be stressed out or chasing each other or biting at each other. And when you're introducing new animals, you know, small bites make for better digestion. So when he's thinking about it and you're wanting him to be in the bag, that one has a little bit of turd in there. Can you grab me another one out of the laundry room,
Yep.
Kevin? Maybe the red one is his favorite. Next room. That was the people laundry. Next one's the animal laundry. That's how they like to go in their bags. And they had their bottles not long before we started this, so they're probably just gonna take a nap now. And we're getting ready for the next encounter. Hey, darling.
Hey Kimmers, I think I fixed the settings on the comments. Let me know if that's working out a little bit better.
Yeah, I see one time on, times one on Zoe, times two on tour.
All right, guys, we're getting ready to go inside. I'm gonna make sure that the chairs are set up all right, and then we will head in here. All right, guys, we're gonna be hanging out with baby Zoe here in just a minute. Awesome.
Just for this.
We're getting a couple things set up. John's coming out.
We're also
Hey.
one more person.
This is baby Zoe, and she's getting ready to do another encounter. It's gonna be really cool, guys, so hold on just a second. Give me just a second to get set up, guys. And then baby Zoe's gonna come out, and it's gonna be pretty cool, guys, so keep watching. Someone that has traveled all the way from Virginia to hold baby Zoe. How cool is that?
If you want to, you can pick her up while I gather the two people up right now.
Hey guys, I'm getting ready to get baby Zoe out for her encounter. So I'm gonna spin these cameras just a little bit, and we're gonna get her out, and it's gonna be awesome. Alright guys, give me just a second, and we're gonna go ahead and get baby Zoe out. I'm gonna back up the cameras just a little bit so you can see, because I'm gonna be grabbing her from right over there, and she's gonna crawl up on me, and then she's gonna be cuddling with somebody else, and it's gonna be really cool. Get a little spinach lead. Hey, baby Zoe. Hey, look, I got some num-nums. So she loves to snack on spinach leaves. They're her favorite, aren't they, sweetie? Here you go. You want a little num-num? Oh, yes. Come here, sweetie. Come on. Oh, yes. Oh, you are such a sweetheart. Oh. Can you see her face? Gotta spin around so you can see her.
Oh, yeah, okay. All right, great.
This is baby
And then we have
Zoe.
farm tours at 3, and Vlad is supposed to bring Trip in.
She's
They
gonna
have
get
a
to see
couple big people
and
that
hold
wanna
some
go
people.
dress.
So when you come to hold baby Zoe,
Come on in, y'all.
I really encourage people to be nice and quiet and just kind of hang out. It's really, really cool that we get to share this with everybody.
Jennifer and
Jennifer.
all right.
Sounds like we got some beautiful
Jennifer from Virginia and Jennifer from
Chattanooga.
Chattanooga. Outstanding. Come on in. So you guys are each going to get a turn holding the sloth. The holding chair is the blue one.
Okay.
And I'm sure you guys have seen us on TikTok and stuff, so you probably are aware that we're live on pretty much everything we do.
Yes.
Just making sure you're not on witness protection running from the law here with your boyfriend instead of your husband, or supposed to be at work right now and your boss is going to see you on TikTok.
Correct.
All right, we're good then. So this is Zoe. Zoe is a Linnaeus two-toed sloth. Zoe is completely people-oriented, and she is going to be very happy to sit in your lap.
Okay.
And Kevin is going to show you the way that she prefers to be petted.
Okay.
There are ways that she likes and ways that she does not.
So guys, when you're petting her, it's the same as like stroking any animal or human. You know, you don't want to be really frenzied. Just long, slow motions. You don't want to like kind of scratch her. She doesn't enjoy at all her belly being scratched or kind of the palms right there at her feet. They're leather like a little monkey paw. So if you just calm, that's what she likes, right? And she can hold herself, but we just like to kind of support her there just a little bit. But with her sitting there, she's just gonna sit on your lap.
Okay.
Okay, are you ready? So
Do either of your gentlemen do TikTok? They can be watching live if they want.
I think mine does, yeah.
All right, I'll step out and tell them.
Okay.
She transfers on the Snuggie. We say night-night, and that's how she knows she's moving to a person. I'm gonna go tell the two of them they can watch on TikTok if they
Okay.
want.
Sometimes she wants to wiggle around, so mine end up just being a complete transfer. Oh, there you go. Yeah, sweetie. Yeah, there you go. I'm gonna move this out of the way. And she's just gonna kind of snuggle up. And you'll feel she's kind of like either pulling on the chair, but luckily you're wearing a long sleeve shirt. If you feel her kind of nibble a little bit, just rotate away because she's just trying to see what you smell or taste like. She's like a dog, right?
Oh my goodness.
So Chattanooga, how'd you find out about us?
Instagram.
Cool. It's a challenge sometimes, but we try to get it out there.
You guys are pretty good with your social media.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're out there quite a bit, so I don't have a hard time pulling it up and showing it to people.
That's great. That's great. So we have two Jennifers, is that right?
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah, and she's from Boykins, Virginia, which is just up from where I was when I was in the Navy for half my life. And our other Jennifer is Chattanooga, which we love because we so rarely get our locals out here.
Really?
Yeah, so last year we had people from 39 states and 19 countries, and probably only a handful of people in the whole year from Chattanooga area. And this year it is only January. We've had people from as far as Manitoba, Canada, and Queensland, Australia. And from within the states we've had from, the person this morning was from Seattle. The person earlier in the week was from Miami. So all the way from north to south and east to west, we've had Los Angeles and San Diego here this year. We've also had Boston. So
Oh, wow.
from all four corners of the country, we've already had people here in 2025. But locals just, I don't know why, just it seems like if they don't spend their whole life in a car or on a plane, they feel like they're not on vacation or something. I'm not sure.
Well, I knew when I first saw a video, I was like, there's no way that can be here.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
I started looking, I was like, oh, it's 30 minutes. I live in Ottawa, so it's
Oh,
not that
okay.
far from me.
Yeah. My son, who's working here now, did work at Volkswagen down there in Ottawa for 5 years.
Yeah.
And he just wanted to come and be on the family farm.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I don't pay near as good as Volkswagen does.
Yeah, but you don't get this experience like you would anywhere.
It's a cool place to hang out. But so Zoe is a two-toed Linnaeus sloth. And things to know about sloths. Sloths obviously are slow. We got So obviously it's about the animals, not about us, because we got way too many trees in here for the people. That's also why we only do 2 people at a time in here.
Yeah.
1, because you know we don't stress our sloths for money, and
Yeah.
2, because there's just not room for more people in here. So for our online audience, our 2 sloth enablers are outside in their cars, and our 2 sloth participators are in here with the
Yeah,
sloth.
that's nice.
And sometimes the sloth enabler books both sloths, so
Oh, yeah.
and they just sit and watch, but you never know.
Yeah.
So anyhow, sloths are famously slow, but sloths are slow in ways that you do not think about an animal being slow. So they're not just slow in their movement, they're slow in their digestion, their metabolism, their metabolic processes. They are slow in every single way that an animal can be slow. So for instance, their digestion. The first studies on how slowly a sloth digests its food, they put some 3mm glass beads into some sloth's food and waited to see how long it took them to come out the other end. And that was 61 to 64 days. And no one seriously believes that's how slowly a sloth digests its food anymore. It just seems like glass beads don't move like food. But the next study, they put some durable dyes onto some various food types. And if you guys have a camera, we're happy to take all the pictures you want.
Oh, yeah, it's in the back.
Yeah.
Get to it.
She won't be upset if you lean
Oh,
up
she
and
won't.
grab your phone. Yeah, she's fine. She hangs around our neck while we walk around all the
Oh.
time. She just will hang on a little tighter while you pick
You
her
don't
up.
mind if I take a picture of you?
No, no, no.
Okay, just wanna make sure.
So the next study, they put some durable dyes onto some sloth's food and waited to see how long it took the colors to come out. Smile. And that worked out to be between 18 and 30 days. So most people now would tell you that it's between 18 and 30 days for a sloth to digest its
Thank
food.
you.
And but yet they eat tremendous amounts of it. They eat 10% of their body weight every single day.
Uh-oh.
So what did I do?
Oh, I think I just hit a button.
Oh, it must have held in a little
Yeah.
thing right there. So tremendous amounts of food every day, 10% of their body weight. So putting that to human perspectives, my after the holiday weight right now is about 200 pounds. So that would be me eating 20 16-ounce porterhouse steaks every single day.
Wow.
Obviously I couldn't do that.
No.
And yet they go to the bathroom only 3 or 4 times a month. So that is on a 7 to 10 day cycle that they go to the bathroom, and that is solid and liquid at the same time.
Oh.
They do not even tinkle between trips down a tree to go to the bathroom. So if you're working the math on that, if they eat 10% of their weight every day and go to the bathroom after 10 days, that means they have eaten 100% of their body weight since they last
Wow.
went to the bathroom. Potentially. Could be, 70% after it's 7 days. Potentially 100% of their weight since they last went to the bathroom. When they do go to the bathroom, it's solid and liquid at the same time, and it's not some kind of paste, it's poop and pee. And when they do go to the bathroom, they are going to lose 1/3 of their body mass when they go to the bathroom.
Oh, wow.
So that means that they did metabolize 2/3 of what went in, that it was converted to energy, it didn't come back out. But 1/3 they're gonna drop. So again, human perspective, I weigh 200 pounds, divide that by 3 and feel the shudder, right? So we would have to redesign the plumbing systems of America if people
Oh,
could
yeah.
crap 65 pounds at once. So yeah, anyway,
So how, is this an average size? Is this
that
a
is
small
probably
size?
gonna poop tonight size. So if you watch the videos regularly, you'll see that after she goes to the bathroom, she's nearly cylinder shaped.
Uh-huh.
And right now she looks like a little fat Buddha.
Yeah.
And so probably either tonight or tomorrow she'll go to the bathroom. And when she does, it's epic. Yeah, she really can drop a load. And if you're going to be a sloth keeper, you need to be a sloth poopologist. Because the best way to know what's going on inside of them is to see what came out of them. So we carefully examine their waste every time they go to the bathroom. When they're babies, we weigh them before. We weigh them every day, but we make a special note, before and after. So like the last time I weighed her as a baby for her, before and after poo, She was 8.4 pounds the night before, 6.3 pounds the morning after, meaning she dropped 2.1 pounds, which is exactly 1/3 of 6.3.
Yeah.
So I was like, good night. I hadn't really run the math on it prior to that, but it's something. So slow in their digestion, slow in their metabolism. They metabolize the food very thoroughly, but very slowly. They eat tremendous amounts of low quality food. So their primary food is leaves. Leaves are mainly cellulose. Cellulose is hard to digest. So that's going to be more towards the 30 days end of the digestion scale. Fruits and veggies would be more towards the 18 days into that scale. But yeah, tremendous amounts of food digested slowly. Because their food is such low quality, they have very little energy. So their energy budget is such that they can't maintain their body temperature. They are warm-blooded animals, but their core body temperature will basically be what the outside air temperature is. So you can never ever let a sloth get cold. And other things about such slow metabolism, I mean, that's why they're so slow. And also, as for their babies, they can only make milk for 3 to 6 weeks. That's all they have the energy to do. 3 to 6 weeks, and that's it. They do stay with their babies longer than that, but that's all the time that they're getting milk from their mothers, from 3 to 6 weeks. The sloths, when they're in the top of the tree, they are entirely safe from predators with the exception of eagles. And yet, they're going to come down the same tree, same side of the tree, every single time to go to the bathroom. Hello. Great, stay left where the pond splits the driveway, turn right on the first gravel drive, come all the way down to the pavilion with a bunch of cars around it and a bunch of picnic tables under it, and we'll see you at 2:30. So let's let our other participant have a turn now. She
All right.
transfers on the Snuggie.
Okay.
So we're gonna say, night-night, Zoe. Night-night, baby. Oh, come here, baby. Good girl. Night-night. The night tells her you're going to your Snuggie and you're gonna see your other guest. Oh, she's anxious to get there.
She's ready
She
for a
loves
hug.
people. She really genuinely likes to be held.
Aw,
So,
she loves you.
So when they're at the tops of the trees, they're entirely safe from predators of every kind with the exception of eagles. And so it makes no sense that they come down the tree to go to the bathroom, right? When they're in the top, they're safe, and when they come down, they are risking their lives to go to the bathroom. So there were some crazy theories over time on why that was the case. And here. And the first theory was they're just neat animals. Well, that's obviously a stupid thought. I mean, why would an animal risk its life to go to the bathroom just because it's a neat animal? And the second theory was they're fertilizing their own tree because they only live in one tree. They thought, they don't. And again, that seems a little silly because if it only lives in one tree, no matter where it falls from, it's under the canopy of the tree, so the fertilization effect would be the same. So the actual reason that they come down the same tree, same side of the tree, every single time to go to the bathroom in the exact same spot is the sloth-moth symbiotic relationship. And now it's a little bit Dr. Seuss while I try to say sloth, moth, moss, moth, sloth, and don't trip up too much. But, so the benefit to the sloth is that the, there, thanks. So the benefit to the sloth is that the sloth digests its food by a bacterial process. And the source of the bacteria that make it digest its food is the waste of the moths. So the moths live in the sloth's fur, 150 of them at a time in the wild, not here, praise the Lord. The sloths live in the moths live in the sloth's fur, that would be hard the other way. 150 at a time. And as the sloth grooms itself, it's licking up a certain amount of the moths themselves and a certain amount of the waste of the moths. That is the source of the bacteria that digest the sloth's food. If the sloth gets too cold, it will kill not only the moths on it, but the bacteria in it, and the sloth will die 30 days later of starvation. Not for lack of food, it'll be all the way full, but for lack of ability to digest the food. We also have helpful gut bacteria. Our gut bacteria will last our whole lives, like the captive sloths will. The thing that would kill our gut bacteria is a long course of antibiotics. So if you took a lot of antibiotics, you need probiotics or Greek yogurt to fix your gut health back up. The sloths don't have GNC and they don't have Food City in the rainforest, so they have to have a different source for their bacteria, and that source is the moths. And it is a proven fact that if a sloth's moths die out, mainly due to cold, the sloth will die as well. The benefit to the moth is that the sloth is the living environment and the food source of the moths. So the sloths, when the moth comes down the tree, when the sloth comes down the tree, the moths lay their eggs in the waste pile, and then they come back up onto the sloth. The only two reasons they will leave the sloth in their life is to drink water that pools up in the leaves in the canopy of the rainforest, and they lay their eggs in the waste pile. So he comes down once in 7 to 10 days, and then it's row, row, row your boat. There's always, step 1, 2, and 3 going on in the waste pile. So this week's eggs are next week's larvae and the following week's moths. So every time he comes down the tree, there's new moths that jump up onto the sloth. So he has a continuous source of moths, which is how he gets the bacteria, which is how he digests the food. In captivity, we just don't ever let him get cold. And again, on the sloth poopologist, if you detected something was wrong, we can give him probiotics or yogurt because we do have access to those things, same as we do for people. When the sloth comes down the tree, that's normally how a sloth dies in the wild, is being caught by a predator when it comes down to go to the bathroom. When they're in the tops of the trees, if the predators press the issue, the sloths can go much further out the branches because they only weigh 15 pounds. Then, say an 80-pound jaguar can go. If the cat presses the issue to the point that the branch falls to the ground, breaks and falls, the sloth, being like a slinky, will look at the cat and go, ha, ha, and back up the tree he will go, and the cat will lay there dead. The only thing that gets him in the tops of the trees are eagles, and that's another benefit to the moths, is the moths by their waste are fertilizing the moss and algae all in the sloth's fur, and that gives them more disguise from the eagles up in the tops of the trees. So they're slow in their movement, digestion, metabolism, metabolic processes. Sloths live a long time. In the wild, they say a sloth lives about 20 years. In captivity, they live about 50 years. Now, the exception to that, you can read a lot of things online about how it's awful to hold a sloth. It stresses the sloths. It's bad for the sloths. It's unhealthy for the sloths. With a wild sloth, I completely agree with every last one of those statements. A wild sloth has a biosphere in its fur. When you're petting it, you're messing that all up. A captive sloth doesn't have that. A wild sloth is a wild animal. Go pet a white-tailed deer and see how that works out for you. So the government of Costa Rica and some sloth conservation places make it a blanket statement, you should never ever hold a sloth. I don't disagree with their intent in that statement, I only disagree with their conclusion. So the reason why they say that as a blanket statement is you could watch me on live and see people cuddling sloths and think, maybe I'll buy a sloth. Horrible idea. We are a federally licensed facility that has captive bred sloths that have been captive bred for more than 30 years. They are many generations away from the rainforest. They would have no idea how to survive in the rainforest. But if you buy one clue to if you're buying a wild sloth is if it costs less than your car, it was caught out of the rainforest. And if you have a sloth that's caught out of the rainforest, absolutely it's going to stress the sloth. Absolutely it's going to mess the sloth up. And absolutely it doesn't want you to hold it. Same as if you went and caught a feral cat out of the woods. It is not the same as your house cat. These are not wild animals, and we do not encourage people to go buy a sloth. It requires a lot of research and planning and construction and knowledge and everything else to keep sloths. So we just always want to be clear with our online audience, don't do this. This is a professionally done event. When you're evaluating sloth encounters, the things that you should look at are they booking the sloth every 15 minutes for 10 hours a day? You have seen our online calendar, you're here by yourselves because there weren't 2 spots this hour for either one of you. We only book the sloth twice a day, that's it. These sloths are not being handed from person to person to person to person to person all day long, 2 encounters a day, that's it. If you see a sloth encounter and you see a sloth with its mouth open, it should have all its teeth. Our sloths have all of their teeth. Some of the more financially motivated sloth encounters pull their sloth's teeth. You can get a significant reduction on your insurance if your sloth has no teeth and no, that sloth can't possibly bite anyone. That's a horrible thing to do to an animal, to pull its teeth to make more money. So if you're evaluating another sloth encounter, look at those things first. And if you saw my live this morning, you would see that we always say we interact with our sloths on their terms. This morning, Flash didn't feel like coming down, and that was okay. We moved on to a different sloth, and Flash slept all morning. And he came down when he was good and ready, and he still got his exact same food as he would have got if he had come down for his encounter. No repercussion to the sloth. Just, some days he doesn't want to.
Right.
I mean, maybe 10 times in the last year, but, sometimes just doesn't want to, and that's okay.
Yeah.
So, anyhow, the other things about sloths, their eyes, they have a structure of their eyes called rod monochromacy, which means all rod cells, no cone cells. So they see only in grayscale, no color vision at all. And it's basically like they're looking at you like this with the little pinpricks where their pupils are. So, they're seeing very, very poorly. But their sense of smell and their sense of hearing are wonderful. They see and hear as well as dogs. Or probably better than dogs. I mean, unless it's a bloodhound, maybe, I don't know. But their teeth, they have no enamel on their teeth. Their teeth grow throughout their life. They don't get more teeth, but their teeth grow forever. So if you hear a little sound in her, that's her sharpening her teeth one against the other. When they open and close their mouth, their teeth sharpen like this. So if you were a believer in the evolution system and you found a skeleton of a sloth, you could come up with some pretty crazy theories about what kind of apex predator this thing is, with the huge claws and the giant teeth and the long limbs and everything else. You would surely look at the skeleton of this animal and say apex predator, not sleeps in trees.
Yeah.
But they do the best they can, I'm sure. They're just a little confused. But did you guys have any another main thing about sloths? They have 46 ribs, 23 sets of ribs, because they're slinky like. They're long and like a slinky. And because they're often upside down, backwards, hanging crazy, like our guts sit in our diaphragm and are upper bonded by sit in our pelvis, upper bonded by our diaphragm. And but they just kind of slosh around in there. Sloths have connective tissue going all back and forth, all through their guts, that keep everything exactly where it is supposed to be, no matter what the attitude of the sloth is. And that also helps them with the falls. When they fall, 80 or 100 feet, everything is held together, so it doesn't just wham and splat on the ground. But do you have any questions about a sloth we didn't talk about today?
I don't think so. How did you guys get to?
So my first sloth came from a zoo supply. Zoo supply is the wrong word. A breeder who supplies zoos, and that's Flash, and that's why Flash has never been held, as he came from a static display. The other 2 sloths came from the breeder in Miami. He has a genius system for raising sloths. His mother animals are all clicker trained. Click, 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 I'm gonna take your baby, but it will be back. It doesn't stress the mothers, and therefore it doesn't stress the babies. So these babies are being held by humans directly from 14 days and forward. And so they start out being held for 30 seconds, 45 seconds, a minute, until by the time the mother has weaned its baby of its own volition, the baby is being held for 30, 45 minutes several times a day. So they get all the social and nutritional value of being a mother-raised animal, but they also are people-oriented from 2 weeks and forward, which is why Zoe and Dash will be able to be held by people for their whole life. And Flash never has been, just because he wasn't raised the same way. And he's perfectly friendly. He'll lay his face up against my face. He'll rub his shoulders against my shoulders. He'll put his hands all in my hair, mess my hair all up like this. But he's never made a move to move onto my body, so he's not comfortable with it, and that's okay. But I have been one-on-one with him probably an hour a day for 3.5 years, missing less than 3 weeks in 3.5 years. And I've never held that sloth. So he wasn't raised the way that these ones were raised. And that's also why I don't go buy sloth. The guy that does this, he won't sell a sloth to anybody except, a very select set of people. And his primary purpose in what he does is he has a very large population of sloths, and he doesn't like me to name his name because he doesn't want people to call him. But his goal is, that while they are not currently endangered animals, their numbers are dwindling so vastly that one day they will be. And if there comes a point that they are extinct in the wild, there will be a population that there are still sloths in the world.
Yeah.
So, but anywho, I think it is probably our next people are tapping their foot. Oh, I'm right on time. Look at me. All right, did you guys get all your pictures?
I think so.
That's good, okay. I'm gonna get the next people and go straight from one to the other.
Let me go ahead and get her.
Yeah, you can if you like.
Sometimes she'll just reach for me, but sometimes she wants to crawl on me. So I just let her pick what she wants to do. Hey, Zozo. Here you go, Nay Nay. Hey, come here. Come on.
She's like uncomfortable.
Sometimes. Hey, there you go. Come on, sweetie. You okay?
Yep.
All right. Thank y'all
Thank
so
you
much.
so
You're
much.
welcome. Thank you.
No problem. And John will have like a little Google review tag. If you guys had a good time, please leave us a review.
Absolutely, yes.
Hey guys, the next people will be coming in soon. We're live here at Ocoee Riverside Farm, and this is Zoe. So you can come here and do this, but we don't just have sloths. We have camels and zebras and kangaroos that you can bottle feed, and it's amazing. It's been a hectic morning for me, and just holding on to a sloth is it's real cathartic, I feel like I want to take a nap. But the other people are coming in here soon. And the reason Zoe had a lot of free time is
Got my tag?
Is it on me?
I can grab another one. You guys will hit the hand sanitizer.
Guys, we're gonna get started here in just a second. But this is baby Zoe. She's a 2-fingered sloth, and we're right here in her main enclosure. But when it's warm, she'll be able to go outside. You can come here and stay, and we have covered wagons. We have the camel condo upstairs. We have the Riverside cabin. It's a 30-acre farm. You can do horse rides. And also, please check out our YouTube. We're trying to make that better for educational content for kids and education and homeschoolers and just people to have a good time. So if you can, please look at our YouTube and subscribe. And we're going to be opening up a Shopify store here in the next couple days with some cool shirts about Zoe and hopefully some Valentine's Day stuff. And we're always open to recommendations. So shoot us a DM and say, hey, maybe it should look like this. Because we're only human, and we need everybody to help out. Part of the reason we're doing this too is to be able to share the love of God and explain that He made all these awesome animals and made us.
Where you guys from?
Pretty cool.
Yeah, excellent. We love it when the locals come. Here we had people from 39 states and 19 countries come on in. And almost nobody from our local area.
Really?
And so this year we're trying to upset that a little bit. Yeah, and so far this year we've had people from globally as far north as Manitoba, Canada, and as far south as Queensland, Australia.
Oh, wow.
In 2025. And America-wise, we've had them from, you know, the one corner in Seattle to the other corner in Miami, and from the one corner in Boston to the other corner in San Diego, and all points in between. So, but we're thrilled to see locals here because for some reason, it's mainly the distant audience that comes. I don't know why.
This is
All
like
right.
a lifelong dream as long as I've known her.
Oh, cool.
Always heard
So,
for 3 years is how about.
Oh, I like your shirt.
Yeah,
I know,
yeah.
thanks.
Oh, that's a
And I
nice
play
one.
drums too, so like.
You know, I always think I've seen every sloth shirt, and then somebody shows up with another one. There was somebody with a sloth in a spaceship last
Oh, that's awesome.
couple weeks ago.
Yeah, I was looking for a
It
Sloth
was-
shirt and I saw this and I was like, that's it.
Yeah, well,
No
now
question.
Kevin's got our Shopify.
Yeah, so
You
we'll have a
can
bunch
get
of
all
more
kinds of
stuff on
different
there.
sloth shirts on there, and there's gonna be a sloth Valentine's Day shirt on there next week. All right, so this is Zoe, and he is gonna hand Zoe off to you. She moves on her Snuggie, so we say to her night-night, and then she transfers across. She likes to be petted at the speed of a sloth, like this. She doesn't like to be scratched, she doesn't like to be rubbed, she doesn't like her hair rubbed the wrong way, but she does like being petted, just slow like that. And she doesn't like to mess with her belly or her feet.
Are you ready?
I love her already.
So, as I start to hand her, just say, hey Zoe, and then get that you're ready. Alright, Zoe, let's go right in on this over here.
Hey,
Hey
Zoe.
Zoe, look, she's got your shirt on. Now I'm just gonna start to move the snuggie
Now
out.
just let her
There
come to
go.
you, don't pick her up.
There you
And then hold her underneath so she doesn't hold on so tight around you. There you go. So the first thing that you will notice about our sloths is our sloths are not like other sloths. So you guys have signed up for the sloth cuddles, which or snuggles. I don't remember what we're calling this one right now. But she just there's a baby now, so she's not the baby anymore. So we
Yeah.
stopped calling her the baby. She is 13 months old. Her birthday was December the 16th. So she just turned a year on December the 16th. So she's not the baby anymore. Now she's the big girl. But the sloths that you hold here are not like normal sloths. We always start right out by telling people we do not encourage you to buy a sloth. It is a horrible idea. There is, 6 figures of investment here. And a significant amount of knowledge base to be able to keep a sloth and keep it alive. And if you are out to buy a sloth, your first clue that you are getting a wild sloth is if it costs less than your car, you are buying an animal that was kidnapped out of the rainforest. Don't do that. That is a terrible, terrible, terrible thing to do. But anyway, ours are captive bred sloths for many generations. Our sloth would know nothing more about surviving in the rainforest than you would. And if we turned you loose in the rainforest and said good luck, you would have about the same luck as that sloth. So, Zoe is a two-toed Linnaeus sloth. Everyone knows that sloths are slow, but sloths are slow in ways that you don't think about. So, or many people don't think about, maybe you do, I don't know. So, sloths are slow in not only in their movement, they're slow in their digestion, their metabolism, their metabolic processes. They are slow in every single way that a sloth can be slow, or any other animal could be slow. So slow, we're gonna have to keep an eye on those super shiny earrings. She likes shiny stuff
Oh, you
sometimes.
like my shiny earrings.
Well, we don't want her to like your shiny earrings.
Don't look at them.
So, yeah,
I can take them out if we don't.
but we're good. So, I always look for hoops and dangles, but I didn't
Yeah.
think about looking for bling.
Yeah.
So, sloths are slow in their digestion. So sloths eat a tremendous amount of food, but they metabolize it very, very slowly. So by tremendous amount, I mean 10% of their body weight every day. My after holiday weight is up around 200 pounds. So that would be like me eating 20 16-ounce porterhouse steaks every single day.
Wow.
Obviously that couldn't work. So they eat a tremendous amount of very low quality food. So their primary food is leaves. Leaves are almost all cellulose. Cellulose is hard to digest and doesn't have much nutritional value to it. So they eat a whole lot and it takes a really long time to digest. The first studies, go ahead.
Do you want me to take any pictures? Because your shirt is a great color.
I don't think I've seen that color green
Yeah.
before. When you put her against the green background, she's gonna disappear though. It'll be like her floating with a sloth's face.
Is she
Hey,
biting
no.
my chin?
Just
No. She's tasting you.
Do I taste good?
Oh, there's a good angle of them both.
yeah.
So the first studies on how slowly a sloth digests its food, they put some 3-millimeter glass beads into some sloth's food and just waited to see how long it took them to come out the other end. That was 61 to 64 days.
Holy cow.
So that was the first theory on how slowly a sloth digests. No one seriously believes that anymore. Most people these days will just say glass beads don't move the way that food moves. So,
She's literally just so cuddly. Is the baby this way too?
Oh yeah.
He's real cuddly.
We're
I've been seeing their pictures on Instagram.
yeah. We thought about if we ever have another one that's really dark, just naming it Velcro, because they just stick to you, you know.
I mean, it's just,
no, we're not gonna name it Velcro, 'cause that would be a copyright thing.
Sticky tape.
Yeah. No, there's a sloth that was named Velcro the sloth. The lady,
they got it trademarked or whatever.
I don't know, but there's a movie, Velcro the sloth.
Oh, that's hilarious.
And she may not be hungry right now, but sometimes if she's mouthy, you know, she'll
She
take a
was eating my
snack.
chin. She's like, it tasted better.
No,
She said, it's medium.
And all you have to do is just rotate your chin. There you go. Yeah.
So our sloths have all of their teeth.
So how many
And,
teeth do they have?
I don't know, but they're what would be canine in a human.
Yeah.
They're huge.
I
And,
felt them when she
Yeah,
was
if she
young,
broke your
was-
skin, you would need antibiotics. So we don't.
No.
And she's a baby. Her teeth are not near what they will be as a full adult. Flash, our adult sloth, his teeth are about that big. And so, yeah, if you were a believer in the evolution system of things, you could come up with some pretty crazy theories about what type of apex predators these are, with the massive, huge teeth and the great big claws and the huge, long limbs. They would surely dig up the skeleton of this thing and go, oh, what a fearsome creature, instead of what a slow, gentle creature. But so they eat tremendous amounts. They digest slowly. They go to the bathroom 3 or 4 times per month.
I was gonna say,
So,
like once
yeah,
a week or something.
7 to
That's
10
what I heard.
days. Yeah. Look how flexible she is, right? That's her back foot scratching her back.
Scratching your stuff. You
Yeah.
gonna look at Drew?
So if the sloth eats 10% of its weight every day and goes to the bathroom after 10 days, that means it has eaten 100% of its body weight since it last went to the bathroom. So they are digesting their food very thoroughly. They're only going to eliminate 1/3 of their body weight, but still that's huge. That means that they digested and converted to energy 2/3 of what they ate, but still 1/3 of their natural body mass is what they are going to eliminate when they go to the bathroom. So again, put that to human perspectives. I weigh 200 pounds. Divide that by 3 and try not to visualize the pile I would make.
Wow.
So,
So
yeah.
does she just lives in this room? Like does she sleep in her little hammock?
She is still transferring down here. She's lived in the house for her whole life until she started to transfer down here on her first birthday. But she still spends some nights up in the house with us because she likes to be held about 8 hours.
Y'all live there?
Yeah.
In that house up there?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's nice.
She likes to be held about 8 hours a day. And so, yeah.
Totally understand.
She comes back and forth to the house. That's why this basket is sitting out there. That's her basket to carry her back and forth to the house, because we have to put towels all over it so that she doesn't even catch a breeze getting into the car to go to the house,
Yeah.
because they cannot be allowed to get cold. So once in a week or 10 days, bathroom. So when they come down the tree, same side of the tree, every single time to poop on the exact same place that they always go to the bathroom. That is because of the sloth-moth symbiotic relationship. So sloths need moths, and moths need sloths. And from here it's Dr. Seuss with sloth, moth, moss, sloth, and try not to confuse myself. So Symbiotic means beneficial to both sides of the equation, where neutral or harmful would be beneficial to one side, neutral or harmful to the other side, parasitic would be. And, but it is symbiotic, beneficial to both sides. So the benefit to the moth, which there is a type of moth called a sloth moth that lives nowhere in the world except the fur and the waist of a sloth. The sloth can have 150 moths living in its fur at any given time. And the benefit to the moth is that the sloth is the living environment and the food source of the moths. The sloths are eating the moss and algae that live in the sloth's fur. The sloths are also fertilizing that same moss and algae via their waste. The benefit to the sloth is that the sloth digests his food by a bacterial process. If you support her a little more underneath the bottom, she won't grab on as hard at the top. There you go. So the benefit to the sloth is that it digests its food by a bacterial process. The source of those bacteria is the waste of the moths. So in the wild, without the moths, the sloth cannot digest its food and it will die of starvation in about 30 days. In captivity, they don't need the moths. So we also have helpful gut bacteria. Our gut bacteria will last throughout our lives unless we take a long course of antibiotics. If we do that, our gut bacteria would be killed, we would have the runs for a while, and we would need either some Greek yogurt or some probiotics to fix our gut health back up. The sloth doesn't have GNC or Food City, so he needs a different source for the bacteria, and the source of those bacteria is the moths. As the sloth grooms himself, he licks up a certain amount of the moths and a certain amount of the waste of the moths. That's where the bacteria come from that digest the sloth's food. So again, if you were a believer in the evolution system of things, you would have a desperately hard time trying to come up with an explanation of how a bug evolved up this chain and a mammal evolved up that chain. And now the two of them have become linked and neither one can move forward without the other. That would be an idiosyncrasy that you could never explain. Same of any other symbiotic relationship in the world. So are you taking a turn holding, or are you just the sloth enabler?
I am the sloth
He
enabler.
gets a
Okay.
small turn.
Okay, well, we have about 14 minutes to the farm tour. So you let us know when you feel like it's his turn for the enabler. The enabler turns can be so much shorter than
And
This
that's
is-
fun.
the soulmate turns.
This is her life
This is
dream.
my
I'm
lifelong dream.
just the husband that did a good Christmas present.
Yeah.
Man.
That's what I'm saying.
You
That's
ever,
it.
can you take a picture of both of us together?
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah.
Whatever you don't
You
want.
can-
I think I'm looking in my pocket.
Oh, are you looking? Oh, back down. Are you looking? Oh my goodness.
Kevin's a better photographer than I am.
Adorable.
So the sloth sees extremely poorly.
Zo. Hey, Zoe.
Zoe, hey baby. Zo. That's cute.
Oh, yeah.
Are you looking, Zoe?
Profile picture coming.
Here's your next Christmas card.
100%. That's
Show
a
it to
good
John.
picture.
Gotta have my old man glasses. Oh yeah, that's a good one.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Zoe. So does the baby stay at the house with y'all?
Yeah. He comes down for his 2 encounters a day and that's it.
He gets 2 encounters a day?
All of our sloths only get 2 encounters.
Oh,
a day.
yeah.
Yeah,
So we can't
so,
overstimulate.
well, you know, if you were just financially motivated in the sloth encounter, if we open this up to every 15 minutes for 10 hours a day, we would book them all.
Oh,
But
yeah.
you would have a stressed out sloth. And
Yeah, they would be overstimulated.
and we interact with our animals in a way that they are comfortable with. And to be clear, she likes to be held 8 or 10 hours a day, but if you pass them from person to person to person to
She just
person to
wants to stay on
person,
the same person.
and then, you know, when you first grab one, you wanna just pet it until the fur falls off. And when it hangs around your neck for 8 hours, you just absorb chill from a sloth, basically. With
Kidding
our
me? 10 minutes at a family get together, I'm ready to go.
with most of our animals, we find that people mirror, and that animals mirror people. A stressed out, over anxious person makes a stressed out, over anxious animal. With sloths, we find that people mirror sloths.
Whoops.
So
Sorry.
most people grab the sloth and sit in their lap, and then they just kind of melt. And except for the ones who pick up a sloth and then begin to sob. But
I'm
otherwise,
very
I
proud of her
really
today.
thought that I would
Very
saw.
proud.
a lot of people do, and those ones we don't post. But yeah. But if you want to download the video later, he'll probably put a shorter version of it up on TikTok, Facebook, whatever. Yeah, I think you said Instagram is your thing.
Yeah, any of them, but I have mostly
But-
seen y'all on Instagram.
There'll be things posted somewhere that you can download and keep. And obviously, we don't charge for pictures.
Zoe, can I sneak you in my shirt and take you home?
So our newest encounter coming up is Sloth Keeper of the Day.
Is what?
Sloth Keeper of the Day.
Sign me up.
And
So that sloth keeper
that's
for
one of the considerations is that we can't just leave people on with a sloth, because there are people out there that would steal the sloth. So we have to have somebody that sits with the Sloth Keeper of the Day. But that one will just be Mondays through Thursdays. But it will be pricey because we have to block out every other encounter for the sloths all day, because the Sloth Keeper of the Day, which can be one person or two, same price, is going to be the only person with the sloths that whole day, and they're going to spend 3 hours with the sloths.
Wow.
But it'll be hard to book, because we're only going to do it Monday to Thursday, and we can only book it on days that it's not already sloth encounters booked, because we have to cancel everything else to do it. Because we really do very, very, very carefully guard our sloths' time with other people. Because as long as we're kind to our sloths, they will continue to be kind to people like this for all of their lives. And wild sloths can live 20 years, captive sloths can live 50.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah, now the exception to that, if you're reading online that encounter sloths only live, 2 weeks to 2 months, with wild-caught sloths, that's entirely true. It stresses them out so bad it kills them. But these are not wild sloths. These sloths will live 50 years.
Born
They
as
will-
civilians.
yeah, they will live here their whole life.
Yeah.
I am generationally less removed from an outhouse and no electricity than these sloths are from the rainforest. They would have no idea how to survive.
Yeah.
But similarly, if you have a pet cat that is a baby of another pet cat and it's lived in your living room for all its life, it's a friendly, fun animal to be around. And if you brought a feral cat out of the woods and tried to have it live in your living room, it's going to be ugly.
Yeah.
Same thing. These are
Okay,
multi-generation. All right, let me get the Snuggie.
Like trying to
Say
have
night,
my dog
Zoe.
surviving
Night, Zoe.
You know that wiener dogs, as originally bred, were fearsome hunters.
for badgers.
Yeah, bred to hunt badgers. Yeah.
Yeah, not ours, let me tell you.
I love her belly.
There we go. Hi, night, Zoe.
Night, Zoe.
Do they get baths? Or they
Only
just kind of
if
clean themselves?
only if they get themselves dirty. So, just being completely graphic, last week she went to the bathroom in her hammock right there. It's the first time she'd been to the bathroom since she was transferring down here, and she didn't have her routine down. She went to the bathroom in the hammock, so she got a bath that day.
Oh, I can only imagine.
So do y'all like just soap and water bathe them, or?
Big deep sink right there.
Okay.
She hangs on around my neck, and I dip her in there and use Johnson & Johnson baby
Yeah.
shampoo.
That's what we bathe our dogs in, is baby shampoos.
Yeah, easy
Oh
on
my
her skin.
gosh. She's the cutest thing.
Oh, you're so cute, Zoe. You want a snack?
Oh.
She had her lunch, she's probably
She's like,
full,
okay,
but
I
sometimes,
had
you
one
know,
of those.
sometimes she'll eat snacks anyway, so other times not.
I'm the same way, I get it.
Yeah, well, no, I'll always eat a snack. That's why my after Christmas weight is 200 pounds. I love a cookie. But she has her food and water free choice all the time. Just what she eats out of her hand is, you know, same food
So
that's
what is
in
that
there.
in the floor?
Oh, that's for the 3-banded armadillo that's buried in the shavings right there. That's his food.
They're buried in there?
Not like dead, but like, yes.
I didn't think they were dead.
I know, but sometimes,
they're in there.
sometimes online people are like, wait, they have a dead animal? I'm like, no.
That's Baku. Short for Bakugan, because he closes up like a Bakugan.
Oh, that's cool.
That's his head, that's his tail.
And there's 3 of them in there?
No, this is the only one.
Oh.
He's just a 3-banded, I think is
Oh.
the word.
3-banded.
Yeah.
See his
Oh,
bands
okay.
are 1, 2, 3. These
Oh,
things
that's
that are the close-up
I
parts.
saw
So
it,
this is skin. It's not a shell.
This part or the
Mhm.
whole thing?
The whole thing is skin.
That's
Just
wild.
really thick skin. And hey, wake up, baby. Baku. Are you guys staying on the farm tour?
No, I didn't know anything
Oh, okay.
about it, so.
Yeah.
This is the only thing we're doing today.
Oh, it's a heck of a thing.
It is a
Yeah.
good thing.
And so he lives in here with her?
Yeah, the
Okay.
roomies.
The roomies?
Yeah.
So he like opened himself up and go bury back in there?
Yeah, he will. Momentarily.
He's like,
He's like, dude, I was asleep.
and like,
Oh, there he goes.
He also is a
they're so
Brazilian.
little.
He's a baby.
So he'll get a lot bigger?
Well, what I'm told is the size of a soccer ball. I'm gonna
I mean,
have to see
you
it to
see
believe it.
armadillos like, they're a pest and get in people's yards and dig holes. They're huge.
Yeah. This is not that kind.
Yeah.
This is a Brazilian rainforest animal.
Look at his little feet.
Comes and tries to climb your leg.
I mean, she just like she chills like this all day.
Mhm.
Oh, she's
This is
wide
her.
awake. I think she closes her eyes to focus on listening and smelling, but she's wide awake, and that actually is fast breathing for her. Well, it's her awake breathing rate. The rate of respiration when they're asleep is very, very slow.
Interesting.
I'd have to look up what their what their
Yeah.
sleeping respiration rate is. I don't know. So I never really thought about a number.
Until like, you got a good little belly. And then full belly.
Well, it's almost poop day.
Oh, is she go like the same day every time?
No, just if you watch us every day, you'll see that after she goes, she'll be like almost cylinder shaped, and then she'll do till she's like a little fat Buddha,
And then she's
and then
ready
she'll
for,
let her rip.
ready to. Where did she come from? Or where was she born?
She was born in Florida,
Yeah, Florida girl.
and the guy who raises these doesn't like us to name his name because he doesn't sell to the public, and he doesn't want people calling him.
I understand.
But he raises sloths?
He's a doctor of veterinary medicine who's been doing it for 30 years,
Oh, okay.
and it's a genius system. His mother animals are clicker trained, so click, 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 I'm gonna take your baby, but it will be back. Doesn't bother the mother, so it doesn't stress the babies. So from day 14, they're being held by humans every day, but they always go back to their mother. And so they get all the social nutritional benefit of being a mother-raised animal, but they're oriented to people like this from day 14 on.
That's brilliant.
And so a 3-toed sloth will keep his baby with it for as much as a year. A 2-toed sloth, it's 3 or 4 months. And after the mother weans the baby, that's when it goes to its eventual home. Hello?
Is that where the baby sloth came from too? They
Yes.
Came from, they all 3 of them come from the same place?
No, Flash came from someone else that basically was just inside of an enclosure, so that's the reason Flash isn't held. But Zoe and Dash both came from Florida.
From Florida.
Mm-hmm.
Do they have blood
All right,
relation?
farm tour time.
No. But we might be getting more sloths, and they'll probably be like halfway related. A lot of people ask, like, hey, do you sell sloths? Do you breed sloths? No, we don't. Because
Yeah.
that's not any jungle that we want to jump into. The main goal here is to act as ambassador animals and to kind of educate the public, provide a really chill environment to experience.
All right, guys, we are off to the farm tour. Night, baby, come here. Oh, Zoe, come here, baby.
Oh my goodness.
Come here, baby. You're a good girl. Come here, sweetheart. Oh, what a good girl you are.
Can you get there from that side, or do you need
I'm
to move?
good. She's getting heavy again.
I love her.
I gotta go weigh her real quick.
Okay. Yeah, if you guys want, I guess this part's done. John's getting ready to do a farm tour. He does have like a little badge on his neck, so if you guys had a good time, there's Google reviews. But I'm getting ready to swing the camera over that way. So don't forget your jacket though,
Yes.
and you can leave that on right there.
I wondered where he went.
Yeah, he's hiding under the chair.
On.
He don't ever try to run out.
Oh yeah, he runs all over the place, and we just, when there's nobody else here, he gets kind of full reign of the whole shebang. But
So is Flash in here?
Flash is inside that area, but he is all the way up
I was
top.
gonna say, this one's tall.
Yeah, so we
Oh,
actually
yeah.
have,
Yeah.
there's a camel condo, that's set up if you want to walk around the room. There's a camel condo upstairs.
All right,
Okay.
baby, you ready to take a nap?
Room for 6 adults, and then 2
Oh, good
bunk
girl.
room, but it holds 10 people, and you get to see Flash all night. So there's a glass
Night,
window.
Oh, yeah.
It's really cool.
Night, Zoe.
Yeah, but you can watch her go to bed.
Night, Zoe. Good girl.
That's it. And we're working on having more cameras for everybody to be able to see. But yeah, definitely check us out on YouTube and all that, and we're growing it. And here's
Oh my
the
gosh.
Google
I
review
love
that I was talking about. If
Okay.
you guys want to tap that, I think the tap works or scan, whatever works for you.
I gotta figure out how you know which one's tapping, which one's scanned.
You have to like turn all the settings on and all that. So if you don't have
Oh, is that it? It's a setting thing?
Yeah.
I gotta pull it now.
So does Flash mostly hang out up at the top?
He's asleep. His
Goes to
encounters
trees.
are at 10 and 10:30.
So he's not.
And he goes up there and sleeps until about 5. Excuse me. And then, if we're hanging out in the kitchen, sometimes he comes down and hangs out with us, cause, he likes us. But if we're hanging out in the kitchen, we just leave the door open, he comes out if he wants to, and if he doesn't, he doesn't. And then his active hours in the evening, if you're staying upstairs, from about 9 to midnight, he's in the window, people watching. So if you like get up in the window like this, he'll follow you all around. And,
Hey guys, really hope you enjoyed watching the encounter that we had. So that was people doing a sloth snuggle. Okay, so if you want to do that, you just check out our website, Ocoee Riverside Farm.com, and you can come and do the exact same thing. We are open to the public. All you have to do is go to our website and pick out which experience that you'd like to do. And we have a lot more than sloths too. So if you wanted to bottle feed a baby kangaroo, you can do that here. Or if you wanted to ride a camel or take a farm tour, I definitely recommend that. And then we just opened up Sloth Keeper for the day. So if you want to spend all day with the sloths, you can do that. We do horseback rides here. What else do we have going on? We actually do field trips. So we have a lot of really awesome stuff. If you guys have any more questions, John's gonna do a farm tour, but I'm available to answer any questions that you might have about the sloths or anything here at the farm, and I'll try to help you out as much as possible. So what kind of questions do we have as baby Zoe gets ready to go to sleep? That is a sloth, yep. Do you guys have any questions about the sloth, about baby Zoe here? She is a two-fingered sloth, and she is just cuddling up, getting ready to go to bed. Hey, Zoe. It's okay. Sorry, she really recognizes my voice because I feed her and hold her. So we're only going to stay here for a little bit and let her relax and go to bed. But if anybody has a couple questions, I'd love to answer them. We are located halfway between Chattanooga and Knoxville. Someone asked about their safety when falling. Yes, so you can see these nets kind of here behind her. So when we're not in the room, we pull those nets up so that way if they did fall, they'd be caught by the nets. So that's how we make sure that she's safe. See people all the time stop in the middle of the road to pick up a sloth. Yep, that is correct. Down in Costa Rica, Honduras, Central and South America, sloths are trying to cross the road, so they want to help them get across. The problem with that is the sloth moth lives on their fur. So when you're picking them up, you're destroying their biome. So that's the reason you are told to never pick up a wild sloth. How is a sloth related to an armadillo? They are both in the Zethaurin family. So you have armadillos, sloths, and giant anteaters, and it has to do with their flexible spine, and then also you could see that on their front claws or front fingers. How far from downtown Chattanooga? An hour, because I drive from there a lot. My little girl goes to school in Chattanooga, so we come from Chattanooga up here, and she gets to come up here and help out with the animals. Can you pick it up with a towel? Yeah, that would be the best option, Tabby. If you had to do it in the wild, would be to pick it up with a towel. But again, we never recommend that. We recommend that you contact an expert. In Costa Rica, that would be the Sloth Conservation Foundation. And the cool thing is if you sign up to be a sloth keeper here at the farm, a portion of that proceeds goes to tracking sloths and helping sloths being making sure that their environment is okay. So the sloth keeper experience that we just opened up, that means you get to spend 3 hours with the sloths. We're also working on the Shopify store, so we're gonna have some cute Valentine's Day stuff up in the next day or two. Let's see here. You would be a sloth keeper? Well, Tabby, I would sign up. We only run that Monday through Thursday because that means we block out all the other experiences so that way the sloths aren't overstimulated. So if you want to be a sloth keeper for a day, I'd book it now. The sloth keeper price is the same whether there's 1 or 2 people. So if you just book it for you, it's just you. If you choose to split it with somebody else, you can. You have to be a minimum age of 18 if you're by yourself. If you're bringing someone else, the second person could be 13 or older. Thanks, Spring and Labs. You guys help a lot. Hey, Tabby, that's okay. We have had people from, I think, every state in the United States, and I think last year we had 20 countries. So people from Germany, Australia, England, New Zealand, all over. Yeah, Zoe's pretty relaxed. I think I'm gonna give her a little goodbye pet because she's about the sweetest thing ever, and it's just a good time. And maybe I'll hold up Baku so you guys can see Baku. Baku is our 3-banded armadillo. Give me just a second to adjust this camera, and then I'm gonna get out Baku. Baku is a 3-banded armadillo. All right. Go. So guys, this is Baku. Baku is a 3-banded armadillo, and he's really cute. A couple interesting facts about Baku. This is outer right here. That's not a shell. It's actually his skin, and it's warm to the touch. I'm gonna try to get it close to the camera so you can see. You see all the little hairs growing out of it? And this is Baku. You can see his little claws there. See how he fits? Oh, look how cute he is. Hey, Baku. Baku, say hi to everybody. Baku wants you guys to come visit him. So if you come and do a farm tour, you get to see armadillos, sugar gliders, hedgehogs, micro squirrels, camels, kangaroos, iguanas. We have over 125 animals here, guys. It's crazy. And what else do we do? Yeah, you can do a camel ride. You can bottle feed a baby kangaroo. And we have horse rides. We do birthday parties for kids. And the birthday parties for kids are really cool because you can do a unicorn birthday party. So one of our ponies is white and loves kids. So we dye her mane a little bit and she has a little horn. And what kid doesn't want a unicorn birthday party? It's pretty cool. So I'm gonna put Baku back down and then we're gonna get ready to go. But they're actually related, they're in that Zathoran family. It's really cool. All right, Baku, say goodnight. Do you guys want to see some more of the animals? I have a couple seconds and we can go outside. And where does the fennec fox live? The fennec fox is up at the main house right now because John's mom loves the fennec fox. All right, guys, let's go see some more animals. Give me just a second to grab my glasses and we'll head outside. All right, I'm not sure how long the service will hold up, but we'll go out here and see what we can get into. Look at this, the kangaroos are out here enjoying life. And this is Rosie and Josie. We also have emus. We are open to the public. All you have to do is book whatever you'd like to do online. Oh, the fennec fox. The fennec fox lives up at the main house because John's mom has taken a great affinity to it. These are kangaroos. And we're gonna get the camera up here so you guys can see some more. Hey, Rosie and Josie. And then we have two other baby kangaroos also that are only like 6 months old. And that's Tom and Jerry. So, pretty cool. All right. So you can see one of the camels there. Covered wagons are a great option. Those two are on sale. That's the Chuck Wagon and Baden Wagon, and they're only $99 a night. And then you actually get 20% off of most of your encounters if you're staying here. So it's a deal. Those wagons are heated and cooled too, so you don't have to be worried about being cold. What's my favorite? Abu's a sweetheart. We might actually go out there for just a minute because he's really sweet. Even though he's a big old oaf, he's a sweetheart, or at least I think he is. Guys, if you're really enjoying this, we'd really appreciate it if you'd like and share. Also, please follow us on the old YouTube because we're trying to make that some educational content for kids and homeschoolers, and that'll be on the playlist and it'll say appropriate for kids, but it's really, really cool. Where's everybody watching from, by the way? We're in Benton, Tennessee, halfway between Chattanooga and Knoxville. South Carolina, PA, Ohio, Colorado, awesome. I love snowboarding at A Basin out there in Colorado because it's not busy. Sis, you are amazing. Thank you so much for all your help today. You've never been to, Mallory, we're gonna go ahead and mute that account because we don't talk like that. So thank you. Again, guys, the only rules are we be nice to each other. Got it? Cool, thanks. Springen, you're amazing also. Thank you so much for all your help today. All right, let's go check on Abu. Guys, we're located halfway between Chattanooga and Knoxville. If you have any questions, definitely feel free to ask them or shoot us a DM in case I miss it. Give me just a second. I gotta close this gate because we don't want any emus escaping. And I forgot to put on my boots, and the ground is actually finally thawing. Hey, emu. And this is Abu. Good morning, Abu. Yes, we will go up to the main house at some point. I'm not sure about today, but we'll go out there. South Carolina, how you doing, Heather? Thank you so much for watching. And we got Paducah, Kentucky. I used to go up to Paducah to pick up some trucks. Germany, Munich, Gunther Heidgelman. I believe that's how you say it. That's really cool. Come and visit us sometime. Thank you so much for watching from Germany. We appreciate that. Why is he your favorite? Well, Abu's my favorite because he's a sweetheart and he is cuddly and sweet and nice. And when we go out to look for emu eggs, he will kind of like act as a protector, like a big dog. I'm gonna go give him a scratch. So I won't be able to see comments for just a second, but I'll be right back. Guys, he's so sweet. Oh, yes. So that's part of the reason I love Abu. He's just really soft and sweet and cuddly. His fur is coarse, but he's just a sweet. Thank you, bud. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. You're a good boy. You want to scratch right there? You want to scratch over here? Oh, you like the scratches? Oh, thank you, Abu. Abu's a sweetheart. So we do camel rides with Abu. Go. You're a good boy. He's so sweet. Give him one more kiss. Mwah. He's a sweetheart, guys. You gotta come visit. On field trips, we have him out, and all the kids get to kind of come up and make a line, and they all get to do a camel kiss. And camels are really, really cool because you can see the hairs inside of his nostril, right? They go all the way back down, all the way through his neck, don't they? They go inside your neck. You have a gigantic mouth. A gigantic mouth. So those hairs in his nose go all the way back. So when he's breathing in all that dry air, as it's coming down right there, so he's getting all the dust and everything out, and he's adding a little, oh, big yawn, oh, good boy. So he's adding a little bit of hydration, moisture to the air before it enters his lungs. And then when the air exits his lungs through his nostrils, he is making sure all the moisture is out before it exits because they want to keep that moisture with him, right? He also can just close his nostrils, and then that way sand and everything isn't getting inside of him. It's amazing, guys. Another really cool thing is that their hump, it's not a tank that stores water, right? His blood cells and his fat cells, versus being a perfect circle, they're kind of oval shaped. So their cells actually expand and shrink to be able to absorb that water. Isn't that great that God designed them that way? I think it's really, really cool. And also you can see that the way he's kneeling on his chest, he has a special chest plate right here, and then on his knees. So that way when he kneels down in the hot sand, he's not basically burning himself. And it's amazing. It's really cool. Another thing that people didn't know about camels is that they are really good down to negative 40 degrees. So he can be out here buried in the snow and he's all right. Aren't you a boo? Guys, come visit. We have so much to do here. Not just sloths. We got camels and kangaroos, horses, emus, zebra. It's paradise, guys. We're located in Benton, Tennessee, halfway between Chattanooga and Knoxville. We're right on the banks of the Ocoee River, and we have covered wagons, we have a cabin, we have the camel condo. It's a cool place to be, guys. Let's see what questions I've missed. Guys, I hope you could hear a little bit of that. Did I miss any questions? How far from Nashville? I think from Nashville, it's like 2.5, 3 hours. Nearest hotel, there is a couple hotels right in Benton, but we also have lodging here. If you can stay here, I would, because you're gonna get 20% off of your experiences. So we don't just have covered wagons, although the covered wagons are awesome, right? They're heated and they're cooled, they're right on the river, but we have a cabin and we have the camel condo. So with the camel condo, you get a sloth for a roommate. You have 3 master suites. They're hanging beds, they are awesome. There's a jacuzzi, and then there's also 2 hidden bunk rooms that you have to go through a wardrobe like in Narnia, you know? So it's pretty cool. Where are we? We are in Benton, Tennessee, halfway between Chattanooga and Knoxville. Guys, my goal here is I want to stay on for about 5-10 more minutes because I want to break a certain goal, and so I'd really appreciate it if you can share it. I would love it, love it, love it. Where did we get the baby kangaroos? Nope, we didn't get the baby kangaroos from Australia. There are tons of breeders here in the United States, and you know, kangaroos in Australia are pretty much like our version of deer, right? So in Australia, they're a pest. That is a cool dog. Yep. So I'm gonna spin this around just a second so you can see those wagons. Those are the wagons right there. And one is because of the ice storm, and we're gonna move it back here probably next day or two. That's the Riverside cabin. And let's see if we can get in there and see if we can see the kangaroos kind of up close. Let's see where we can go. These are emus. So a cool fact is emus and kangaroos are on the Australian crest or shield. And the reason that they're on that is Australians' motto is always forward. So emus and kangaroos, they don't go backwards. They only go forward. So the Australians, that's why they're on there. That's their motto, always forward. And I kind of like that. Yeah, we had some cool snow last week, and actually maybe a couple weeks before that, but it's warming up. And the cool thing is if you're coming to see the sloths, it doesn't matter what temperature it is because you're inside. And I bet Ruff will give me a kiss. Let's see if I can get this set up. So this is Ruff. He is one of our red kangaroos. Let me get this kind of positioned. Give me just a second. Oh, Ruff, you're eager, aren't you, buddy? Oh, good morning, big boy. Let's see here. Hey, Ruff. Ruff, you want to give a kiss? I'm up here. No, you gotta come up one. Okay. Mwah. Mwah. So this is Ruff. He's a red kangaroo. And then you can see up underneath, mwah, mwah. You can see up underneath his scent gland, right? And so the reason that he's so red is because he's an unneutered male. And he's gonna get massive, guys. You wanna come up here? Up here? Hey, Ruff. Come on more. Thank you. Thank you, buddy. Mwah. So this is Ruff. He's one of our red kangaroos. All of our kangaroos here are red kangaroos, but they only get this color that you see when they're unneutered males. Pretty cool. Hopefully you guys could see and hear okay. And then I think it's pretty cool that we have the camel in the background right there. I'm trying to see where Marty the zebra went. He may be way back in the corner. So we're a 30-acre farm here in Benton, Tennessee. We're halfway between Chattanooga and Knoxville. We are open to the public. You just need to book your encounter online. We have over 125 animals. It's a blast. Thank you, Catricia. You're coming in February. Awesome, Debbie. I think you're gonna love it. Actually, I know you're gonna love it. It's really cool. Let's see. And then right over here, those guys kind of have their back to us. But when you come and do either a kangaroo encounter and farm tours, you get to get a lot closer. And John or the person doing an encounter is gonna tell you even more than I'm running my mouth about here. Yeah, we'll go back inside and look at the Joeys in the bag. Oh, Joey, or Joy, I think that's how you say it. If you want to bring somebody here in March, I would book it ASAP. Go to our website, ocoeeriversidefarm.com, and you can go ahead and book it. How much does a farm tour cost? I think a farm tour is only like 20-something bucks for adults. Kids are obviously less, and then when you look at each encounter or each event, they have ages appropriate. Also, a really cool thing is if you're local, is hump day. We have that, and then we have a pet play and picnic, so you can kind of come and hang out. That's for the little kids and stuff, but check out that website. Everything is on there, and it's super duper cool. Another thing we're really working on is having more educational content on our YouTube. So on our YouTube, please follow us. When you look at the playlists, it'll say educational content and appropriate for kids. Sis, thank you for telling me that I'm freezing. We'll go back inside and check out a couple more animals. We're looking at an emu now, if that's what you're asking about. Hey, Tony. Girl in the desert, we apologize. We have a network engineer coming out on Monday and Wednesday, and they're gonna try to get us fixed up because where we are is kind of in a little bit of a hole. So cell phones kind of barely work, which is a blessing sometimes, right? And we do have Wi-Fi, but when we're pushing as much information out as we are, sometimes it kind of overloads it. Used to live in Murphy. That's pretty cool. Queen's Gambit, is that the chess one? Is that the chess movie? I love it. I'm trying to see. Let's see here. You know what, guys? I bet you haven't seen the birds. All right, let's see. So we have macaws here also. And it's pretty cool. Yeah, chess, I love it. So that's two macaws that we have, Tiki and Skittles. And if you come on farm tours, we usually fly them down the barn, and it's super duper awesome. We're working on having more reptiles here also, including snakes, and we already have iguanas. I'm trying to see if these guys are gonna jump back up, if they're gonna stop hanging out down there. Yes, the new toys. Fallon has been working here for just under 2 months, and she has done a great job of making sure that the birds have what they need. I'm gonna take off this jacket and my hat because the birds don't like my hat, and I'll let you guys see them really quick. That'll be a little bit better. There you go. How cool is that? Can everybody see and hear okay now? Is that a lot better? How many staff do we have, Ken? Not enough. There's only like 4 or 5 people that work here. All right, so glad that the service is better now. I apologize for that. And look at these guys down there playing. They're so cute. Oh, he left you the cockatoo? Yep, that happens because birds live a really, really long time. So a lot of people will be like, oh, I'm just gonna get a bird. Oh, look at them. They're kind of playing with each other. You guys see that? They're just sweethearts.